Welcome back to your favorite channel, the PBC, Pelican Bay's Corner. Where you rocking with your boy, PB K9s, and I'm going to give it to him fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Like I always say, big thank you to everybody that's tuned in, watching, or listening, or doing both. We about to get into some dog talk today, man. Hope everybody take care of them pets the way they got to take care of them pets, and hope everybody having a great Sunday thus far. You know what I'm saying? Got a few things to touch up on and some announcements to make for the rest of the week. You know, big shout out, big thank you to all the brothers down in the chat, everybody that's listening or watching or doing both. Big thank you to all the people that's just tuned into the channel for the first time, maybe the second time this week, or maybe the second time in general, or first time in general. Big thank you to all of y'all. Big thank you to everybody that's been tuning in from day one and still rocking with the bait. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, like I always say, man. First thing I want to touch up on real quick, I had to get this text message about my phone. You know what I'm saying? Where the brother was talking about, where he was talking about crying about me not sending him back $100, $150. Let me send you the text in the phone, so you can understand, or let me show you the text in the phone so you can understand what I'm talking about. What these brothers they be wanting to have attention, and like I said, he screwed his own self up, screwed his own self up. So when you read this text, right here, it says, yo, can you send the deposit back? I'm gonna stop it right there because it wasn't no deposit. It was a slot, holding you a slot. $100 ain't no deposit on no damn dog. I don't know what the fuck you thinking. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no deposit. It's a holding you a slot. So when the puppies drop, I'm calling you, yo, puppies drop, what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? I'm calling you first. These jokers going like Snicker bars on a rack, on the candy rack. You know what I'm saying? So when they drop, I'm calling you like, yo, they drop. What you want to do? You say you wanted to get one. I'm calling you, giving you ample time to put your deposit down. You know what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. I would have took that 100 and I would have added it to what you gotta put down for the deposit. You know what I'm saying? But the $100 is not a deposit on no damn dog. Where the fuck you think $100 is a deposit at? A deposit, I'ma hold the dog until you get the rest of the money. You think I'ma hold a dog for $100 that I'm taking care of for $100? That dog gonna eat more than $100 or gonna spend more than $100 in one fucking week. So this what you text alone shows that you not there with me. You know what I'm saying? You're not there with me. So read it. It says, yo, can you send the deposit back? I don't think I'ma have time to come get a puppy. Now, to anybody that can read, anybody that know how to comprehend, you know what I'm saying? What does this say? That this a error on my end or error on his end? I don't think I'ma have time to come get the puppy. You know, that's on you. I got transporters that'll save you the time. They bring it to you. Yeah, you gotta pay for it, but they'll bring it to you. They're gonna save you the time. You don't have to come pick it up. You see? But what I found out by paying attention was this fella here is connected to DJ Dynamite with the fake Walk'em off. You know what I'm saying? He connected with him somehow or another because he showed me something about the dog Cullens, Sonny Bull, and Cullens. He was talking about them Cullens dogs, and that's the same dog that Dynamite be talking about that he knows somewhere down south, down there in Louisiana, down in that area. The dude that had the Cullens Sonny dog coming down off the Walk'em off stuff back in the days. You know what I'm saying? So I know both of them entangled and both of them tied up together. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't even know if this shit is not really, I don't got a time enough to get the dog, but a DJ Dynamite play in the background. So I just wanted to show you that text to let you see it ain't me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do on my end. These folk out here want to follow up with sled investigators. It's these folk out here that want to follow up with somebody who's not even in the dogs, period. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to make a dollar off them. If they want to follow up foolishness, I don't know. But I ain't gonna be the one to be played when I know I did what I'm supposed to do on my end, and that's case closed. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, he screwed up himself. He screwed up his own money coming back because I was gonna send him a couple dollars back off the strength of me. Off the strength of me, not the strength of him. just to just to show him that I'm gonna give him a couple dollars. You can't fuck up and talk shit to me and think I'm a bow down and turn around and you lost your own money, fam. So like I said, you lost your own money, you lost your own connections to me. Anything you get that's coming down off this type of stuff, you got to get it from somebody else. There's plenty of brothers out there that got different things, but it ain't plenty of brothers that got that Fletcher shit and that mellow yellow stuff that's bred the way we breed it. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, my brother. And then, like I said, I got my eyes on the prize. When I say that, I mean I know for a fact it's somebody out there that's about to change their pedigree. They got a dog that off Mellow Yellow and Fletcher last litter. I know for a fact they gonna change the pedigree, and when they change the pedigree, I'll give y'all that video. You know what I'm saying? I got people all on it. They thinking they gonna be able to hide it from me, but you can't hide it from me when you want producing none of them kind of dogs on your yard. You know what I'm saying? Walk 'em out dog. Just because you got a walk 'em out dog don't mean you're gonna produce every single looking dog. You know what I'm saying? These brothers was showing me buckskin red noses that was bred off the Walkmart stuff, but it wasn't looking like Mellow Yellow and Fletcher them. I can spot them dogs a mile away when I see dogs coming off of them particular dogs. You know what I'm saying? I can spot them a mile away, man. And I know for a fact they ADBA registered. I know for a fact it's a dog kennel out there that's gonna take that puppy and gonna put it off of their stuff and register through Bonafide. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. You can best believe, and I don't care who get mad, I'm gonna give you that real to real out here. These motherfuckers out here playing fuckboy games when it come to these dogs. That's why, really, dog, we try to stay positive when it come to these dogs, but when it come to these pit bulls, positivity is only in pockets. This whole pit bull game is not positive. It's more parts of this pit bull game that's built off of pulling the blinds over your face. I'm gonna touch on a couple topics today because I need to talk to these brothers out here, man. Y'all brothers out here, like I said, you want it to be one way, and because certain things are coming to the light, you get mad, you say this, you say that, but at the end of the day, like I said, I don't care. This whole pit bull game ain't positive. It's pockets, like I said, pockets of positivity. You know what I'm saying? Pockets of it. I'm not about to get up here, sugarcoat it, lie to you, front to you. You know what I'm saying? Just to be your friend, just to be your homeboy, none of that type of stuff. Because I learned where that gets you. You know, only stabbed in the back. Plain out. Now, I showed you the text. For all the brothers that been texting me about this and texting me, some of the brothers didn't even get the dog that they really wanted because they followed up somebody who really couldn't afford the dog. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can afford it another time, but he couldn't afford it this time. So you follow that up, and now you don't got the dog you want. That's how the pit bull game is, But that only pertains to certain people. When it comes to other folk, they don't follow up that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I told you, and that's why I say some of the sharp things that I say, and some of the sharp things that I vocalize come off my tongue about these brothers in this pit bull game. It need to be said that way. Now, let me address something else. Warmouth asked me about the copying comment that I made about different people copying, and how would I know that if I'm not watching? You see, I tell y'all brothers, you only hear what you want to hear, and you add stuff to things. I didn't say I don't watch nobody shit. I didn't say I don't watch nobody videos. I watch plenty brother videos on YouTube when it comes to these dogs. Just not the jackasses. Just not the ones that I know who it ain't gonna help me in no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Just not the ones that I know can't own dogs. Just not the ones that I know saying they working 12 dogs at one time. And you want to know how I know, a lot of stuff sometimes? I got folk that tell me different things. I got friends out here that let me know, yo, keep doing what you're doing, but somebody else over here is trying to imitate what you're doing. I got friends that tell me all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gotta say, oh, they talking about you. They trying to imitate it. You know what I'm saying? Do it how you do it. But they ain't really got the substance you got. They ain't really got the pizzazz you got when you give it to them. You know what I'm saying? So warm out. I answer your question because I watch brothers' videos. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty, like I said, plenty great dog brothers out here that I look at. I tune in to their show. I may not be in the chat, but I'm watching their show. And sometimes I make comments that they know I'm watching their show. But I'm not gonna sit here and look and act like I watch every single one of them. A lot of y'all follow up stuff that's gonna lead you straight to the drain, straight to the to the flusher. You know. Now, warm out. I answer your question. Now you answer mine. You know, because I noticed you kind of got upset when I was talking about Triple J, and I kind of feel like all y'all running together, right? That's your homeboy. Now, my question to you is, since you asked, I answer your question, you answer my question. How was that lawyer fee that y'all was collecting, that your boy was collecting, going to help everybody out here that y'all was proclaiming that it was going to help? That's what I want to know. You know, how can you be collecting lawyer money from the public? Oh, donate, send this in for a public lawyer if you get in trouble. Like it's only going to be one person to get in trouble a year with these dogs. Answer my question, brother. And like I said, you do deal with, and you did catch a little slight attitude when I was talking about Triple J. So all I need for you to do, since I answered your question, answer my question. How is if you got 3 brothers from South Carolina sending money for lawyers, you got 3 brothers from New York sending money for lawyers, you got 3 brothers from VA sending money for lawyers, you got 3 brothers from Mississippi sending money to them for a lawyer, you got 3 brothers from Florida sending money to you for a lawyer, you got 3 brothers from Texas sending money to you for a lawyer, you got 3 brothers from Memphis or Tennessee rather sending. How is that going to help all these brothers? How can you possibly help all these brothers? Answer my question, you know, and if you want to come up and answer it, you can come up and answer it, or you can answer it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Either way. And like I said, no disrespect intended. I answer your question, answer my question. You know, only thing that you can say that get you out of this question is you don't conversate with that dude. You don't know him. You don't know what I'm talking about, or none of that. If that's the case, you wouldn't be getting an attitude when I was talking about him in the past. You know, and I'm not saying that y'all kennel partners or none of that. What I'm saying is answer the question. How can one man how can I collect lawyer fees from everybody around the country that say, oh, this gonna be for a retainer. This gonna be for a retainer lawyer if you get in trouble. Who you gonna, how are you gonna select out of all these brothers that got in trouble over the past 6 months? How are you gonna select who gets the money? And when everybody's sending you the money. See, I believe my question was a little more easier to answer than your question. But I believe your question is really irrelevant. But my question really matters. Not because I say so, but because everybody's seen it going down. Everybody's seen it happening. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's seen it happening. Everybody heard me saying it while he was out here. I didn't say that behind his back. I said that shit in his motherfucking face. Oh, call me names. Say this, say that, say this. This is why I say positivity is not the whole Pitbull game. Some of these folk don't deserve to have these dogs. You know what I'm saying? Positivity come in pockets in this Pitbull game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm waiting on you to answer that question, my brother. I feel like I asked you a logical question. You asked me a question, I answered. I gave you the answer to it. When it come to copying, uh, everybody pretty much feeds off of everybody in the YouTube. I know that, you know, but sometimes it's a little too much. You know, what kind of creativity do you got? Brothers don't sit around. If you're not creative, this you're gonna have to take what however folk bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Like I said, you're not coming up with your own ideas. I don't have to. Videos come up on YouTube sometimes. If you in the algorithm, some brothers' videos come up. So if I see it, I don't gotta watch the whole video to understand what you're talking about. When it come to copying, now, like I said before, this ain't just started. This been going on for the last couple years. Oh man, so and so riding off, so and so riding off. What you talking about? Every time you drop a video, they dropping something speaking about same thing similar. You know, I shouldn't have a conversation with people, friends that's on these YouTube channels about certain things, and then next thing I know, his YouTube channel talking about what me and the friends talking about. That's what I call copying. You know, and that's why I'm staying right here in my damn lane, doing what I'm doing while they out there. A lot of these brothers out here trying to count your pockets, trying to say, oh, what he making, that's they know what he making, so they trying to think they know what you making. YouTube don't roll like that. It could be a brother over there with one of the smallest channels in the world and getting paid more than everybody because YouTube, he doing what he's supposed to do on YouTube. A lot of people don't know the business of the game. You know, like when brothers ask me about starting the podcast and all that, it's more than just talking in front of this camera that's gonna make the podcast flourish. It's business to this shit. Whole lot of business. You know what I'm saying? Even when I do my cussing, even when I do my talking a certain way, I put myself out of range of certain business aspects when it comes to like sponsorships and all that. Certain ways you talk and give out your information, you know, that'll take you out of range of certain things. It's business to this thing out here. It ain't just getting in front of the camera talking about whatever you want to talk about. Yeah, you can do all that, you know. But like I said, you know, what what is the benefits of people across the country giving one man some money for a lawyer and then everybody trying to act like, oh, Pelican Bay hating, Pelican Bay doing this, Pelican Bay doing that. You know, when 2 years later, a year and a half later, you see what went down. You see how it happened. And like I asked a question, which one of these brothers that got in trouble over the past 6 months that would have been donating to that cause was that money gonna help? Now, if you talking about federal charges, these dog fighting stuff can be federal charges. You talking about one lawyer representing 10 different people. Let's just say that one lawyer gonna represent, he is gonna represent 10 different people across the country. You telling me that's not gonna put, even though this brother don't know this brother, and this brother don't know this brother, once the United States Attorney General see that he's going against one lawyer that's representing 10 different states, oh, that's now we talking about RICO charge, and all that other type of stuff. Because all these brothers are affiliated with that one lawyer. There's no way in hell y'all not gonna be affiliated and all y'all got the same damn lawyer coming from one state that you shouldn't even really know. He not no Johnny Cochran or no shit like that. All y'all dealing with is one lawyer. Dude in California, dude in Texas, dude in New York, dude in VA, dude in Mississippi, Florida, and Tennessee, and South Carolina, dealing with one lawyer, and Georgia, dealing with one lawyer. And you telling me that United States Attorney General not gonna write up RICO charges? Federal conspiracy charges? And none of these brothers know each other. So who being sought up for failure? And where the trolling at? Y'all keep talking about trolling. Please, other than me talking about shooting the dogs with them pellet guns, that's the truth. You call it trolling, I call it the truth. I could pull it up on the news thing. I don't gotta, this ain't no opinion. Pull it up on the news. Shot the dog with a pellet gun, but you call it trolling. Y'all fucking up. Y'all using words, and that's how I know a lot of y'all ain't even educated. And when I say a lot of y'all, that ain't got nothing to do with the true brothers out here. You got too many good dog brothers out here and a whole boatload of fuck boys. You know what I'm saying? Whole boatload of them. And I appreciate all my real dog men, the true people out here, the ones that not trying to get in trouble, the ones that understand. Because see, a lot of y'all haven't even bulldog, like Marcel Shepard. He never bulldog in his life. So he wouldn't understand what the real purpose of the news is. The news is only for people who really bulldog and you understand the importance of this shit. You know, motherfuckers who never bulldog, man, listen here, man. Them motherfuckers, they don't understand shit. Now, people who got stuff to lose, people who doing positive out here, they understand what's going on, even if they haven't bulldog or not. You know, even if they haven't bulldog. But you got some out here that ain't gonna never understand it. They gonna always say, oh, this and oh that. They want you to be blind, my brother, my sister. They want you to, excuse me. They want you to not know about this Texas dog fighting bust, the Fight Club. They want you to not know about Operation Pitbull in East Texas, Newton County, Texas. They want you to not know about that. Be dumbfounded and just float all around Texas thinking that, oh, we're going over here to fight some dogs. We're going to fight some dogs today. They want you to not know about none of that stuff. Like I said before, the thing we waiting on is them 8 people to come out. We're waiting on the 8 names so I can put them on the news. You know, I told you, don't want to make the news? Don't make the news. But like I said, warm out. I'm still waiting on that question to be answered, my brother. How was that lawyer money that Triple J was taken, going to benefit any of the brothers that sent that money? And my question, was it going to hurt them more or help them more? And like I said, I answered your question without disrespecting you. I answered your question without calling you any names. You know what I'm saying? Without any of that stuff. So I expect the same thing back. You know? Same way I had a corny dude get up in my Facebook this morning and say, what was the purpose of me making that video clip talking about the money again? If you gotta show it, you ain't got it. What was the purpose of that? What was the purpose of you coming down in my comments? You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, hurt dog, don't holler. And obviously my comments made him feel some kind of way. But not to get off the subject, warm out. I'm waiting on that answer, my brother. Waiting on that answer. You know. Now another thing I want to know is, a lot of y'all old schoolers, you thinking because you bred something a certain way, you want to tell me about how I'm breeding and whether it's gonna work or not. For one, you're not breeding what I'm breeding. For two, you bred what you bred. It don't mean if it didn't work for you, don't mean it ain't gonna work for me. I can breed Red Boy Jocko, the Red Boy Jocko, or breed it how I'm breeding it. But just because mine working for me, don't mean it's gonna work for one of these other brothers out here that's breeding their way of breeding. With they line of dogs. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we're not breeding the same family of dogs. So we in 2 different ball fields. We in 2 different playing fields. I don't get all my information from a black and white magazine. You know, I'm hands-on with these dogs out here, and I'm hands-on with dogs, period. Fuck the box. I was hands-on in the box. That's why I always say that. You can't talk no shit to me because, he's a dog trainer. He ain't been, man, I've been in all that shit. Hands-on in the box, hands-on with the pets in general. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to dog behavior, you know, I'm hands-on with it. Not pit bull behavior, but dog behavior. You know, hands-on. I'm not taking all the advice from a lot of y'all old schoolers that's only trying to give me box advice, you know, and only reading out these black and white magazines or what you read in the black and white magazine or what somebody else told you and you really got no advice on it or what worked for you and you're not breeding what I'm breeding. You know, I got enough sense to know to do what I do and don't worry about what the fuck you talking about when you ain't did what I did yet. You know? Yeah, if you took Mellow Yellow, yeah, if you took Fletcher or you took some of these other dogs I'm breeding, which I got, so I don't know how you're gonna take them, you know what I'm saying, and breed them that way. But if you bred them dogs and you saying, yeah, oh, I bred Fletcher to this and I bred Fletcher to that, or I bred Mellow Yellow to this and Mellow Yellow to that, yeah, I'll listen to you. But you can't tell me that because I got the dogs in my damn yard. You know, I'm going off of what I see. I'm not building my program up off of what y'all was going through in the 90s. what y'all was going through in the 80s, what y'all was going through in the early 2000s. I'm building my program up off of my dog traits that I got now and what I see and what I know off of what I learned throughout the days. See, a lot of y'all green. You don't understand what green is. You think green is, oh, cause you ain't been in the box. Green is the whole system. A lot of y'all green to, a lot of y'all in y'all 40s, 50s, 60s, you still green to animal behavior. You don't know about animal behavior. You know about pit bulls in the box, pit bulls in the square. Breeding tight ass bred pit bulls is all you may know about of that particular line that you're dealing with. And anybody who dealing with these pit bulls, we all know all lines don't take the same way. You can't breed Eli dogs the way you can breed Red Boy Jocko dogs. You can't breed Red Boy Jocko dogs the way you can breed Jeep dogs. You can't breed Bolio dogs the way you can breed these dogs and thinking they always gonna turn out the same way. You want to copy the way Mr. Boudreaux is breeding and thinking your yard gonna be the same way, not when I say your yard, brothers will get it confused. Like I say, y'all take certain words and run with it. Your yard don't mean the number of dogs. Your yard don't mean it means exactly what I'm saying. Whatever kind of dogs he was getting, don't mean you gonna get them kind of dogs when you make your breeding. You may get better dogs than he got when you make your breedings. You can't. That's why I say stop going off these fucking pedigrees and thinking these pedigrees is Mr. Boudreaux bred like this, or them brothers bred the Big John dogs like this. So I'm gonna get good dogs. Breed the way you feel like you gotta breed and see what the results is from that. Is what I'm saying. We in a whole different era, man. And y'all brothers, a lot of brothers do it. Not everybody. A lot of brothers do it. You want to be mad at me because I'm not following your lead when your lead ain't got nothing to do with what I got going on over here. My program. Your lead is what you was doing in your days. But in my days, I gotta go off of what I know. You know what I'm saying? Cause I done seen it over and over. I done seen it from the time I had Sambo to 2026. These folk could do whatever they gotta do to make themselves look good. When I had Bo, they didn't say, he a 20-year-old man. He ain't never 20 years old. Let's teach him instead of trying to beat him. Let's teach him. It ain't none of that. In 2026, it's the same damn thing. Let's get the money out of his pocket. Let's rob the money. Let's get the money. Don't tell him that. Let's get the money. Let's lie to him. Same thing. I'll be a fool to make the same mistake twice. And I ain't talking about no particular folk. I'm talking about a lot of these crooks out here. You don't think Titan doing the same damn thing that Sonny was doing, Walkman was doing? Trying to lie about sperm breedings? You don't think Titan lying about sperm breedings? But he got bona fide. He got bona fide. So he don't care. He gonna lie about it and he gonna sell y'all the damn dogs. Macho Bear 2 this. There ain't none of that shit coming off this. So-and-so this right here. None of that shit coming off them dogs. Macho Buck this. None of them dogs coming off them dogs. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, like I said, this pit bull game is not positive. It's pockets of positivity. POP, pockets of positivity. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to act like it is. If it was, brothers would be a whole lot elevated, a whole lot higher than what they elevated it, what they is now. You got bottom dwellers, bottom feeders, like I said. These folk that'll never be on a certain level when it comes to these dogs because they always going to play the sun when it comes to these dogs. Never going to think for yourself when it comes to these dogs. Animal behavior, not pit bull behavior. Animal behavior is what I'm speaking about. Now, for the ones that talk about brother and sister breedings, you're not going to bring certain genes back. You're not going to bring certain genes back. All I know is, last time I did a brother and sister breeding, all the dogs in the litter was old school 90s size Walkman dogs. 50-some pounds, 60-pound dogs. Over at 50-some pounds before they even turn a year old. The daddy not even that big. The mama not even that big. We might not bring the color. We might not get the color that all the brown and black. If we breeding two buckskin red noses, we might not get the brown and the black or whatever, so and so. But at the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not breeding for all that shit back in the days. I'm breeding for what I got on my yard. I know I got top quality dogs on my yard. That's what I'm breeding for. That's why I want. I'd rather have dogs that remind me of Mellow Yellow than dogs that remind me of another man motherfucking dog. Because I like my shit. You know, I wouldn't feed it if I didn't like my shit. I ain't one of them dog, man, you can just give anything and I'm happy. Unless I just want a dog. You know what I'm saying? If I just want a dog, yeah. You know? Now, when it comes to people in my area, when it comes to these puppies or dogs that I'm selling, let me explain to you something. People in my area. For 30 years, there's only been a handful of people, and I really literally mean a handful of people that was buying these dogs for 30 years in my area, in my city. You know why? You know why that's the case? Because they cost a certain amount. To a lot of people, a pit bull is a pit bull. But to other people, a pit bull is not a pit bull. They want certain kind of pit bulls, not a fighting dog. They want certain kind of pit bulls. And them certain kind of pit bulls, they cost. You know, you can't just get them anywhere. So for over 30 some years, in my city, my area, there's only been a handful of people, and I know who they were, that was buying these kind of dogs. You know, so when I go to sell them, I'm not trying to sell my puppies to somebody who want a pit bull. You know, there's a whole lot of people out there that just got pit bulls if you want to buy a pit bull, you know. And like I said, high quality working dogs, you know, high quality working dogs. I know where the traits at. I know where the genes coming from. You know, these pedigrees go all the way back. When you get a dog off of these particular dogs, not the dogs that I got, but the kind of dogs that I got. When you get pedigrees and stuff off the real American Pit Bull Terriers, you know, the real American Pit Bull Terriers, real Pit Bulls, the papers go all the way back to the 1800s. If you want them to be, if you want to see it, you can see who had this dog back in 1910. You know, who had these dogs back in 1930. So, you know, it's no disrespect to nobody, you know, from my area, you know, when it come to me selling a dog. I just don't try to sell nobody the dog and certain, no, only certain people, because I know only certain people gonna buy these kind of dogs. And it always been like that. If that's the case, the whole city will have American Pit Bull Terriers coming off of Chinaman, Jeep, Eli, Bolio, Kobe, Rascal, this dog, this dog, and that dog. It's never like that. And I don't care if you go to New York. I don't care if you go to Jersey. I don't care if you go to Philly. I don't care if you go to VA, Maryland. I don't care if you go to North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama. Only certain people buying these dogs. Even the ones that they want them, but they don't want to pay for them, so they never end up with them the right way. They got to go steal them. They get hand-me-downs, the ones that lose, the ones that end up being culled. Instead of being culled, they end up on their yard. So I don't try to sell anybody my dogs. You know, I need my dogs to get the hands of people that gonna make a name for the dog or are gonna take care of the dog, you know? So that's why I don't advertise, you know, in my area. A lot of people wouldn't understand why what a dog or what a pit bull costing you $2,000 for, $2,500 for, $1,500 for. A lot of people wouldn't understand that. A lot of people only used to pit bulls being $100, $150, and this ain't no crack to nobody. We talking about regular working people out here. You know, regular working people only gonna want to pay $150, $200, $500 at the max. At the max, and they feel like they paid the world for the dog. But that's just the way it is. You know, there's no disrespect to them and no disrespect to me. That's just the way it is, and I stay from that. You know. So I mean, When it come to Malawi's, there was never no Malawi's being sold in my city for 30 and 40 years, or people you can go get Malawi's from for 30 and 40 years in my area. And for the most part, that's all the states. Malawi's wasn't accessible to everybody for those 30 and 40 years in every state out here, every city out here. You had to call another state to get you one. You got to call another city to get you one. Or brother way across in the middle of the country to get you one. And eventually it's gonna be like that in every city. Eventually the Malawi's will be for $250. You can get them like a German Shepherd on every corner. And you can get a pit bull on every corner. And I mean that literally. You can get a pit bull on every corner, but not these pit bulls. The real American pit bull. See, the word pit bull is a blanket term. We all came to agree with that, right? I mean, I can't fight it no longer. It's a blanket term. Pit bull means those kind of pit bulls, bully dogs, mixed bully dogs, dogs that look like pit bulls, dogs that got 50% pit bull in it, 50% German Shepherd in it, but it looked more like the pit bull. That's a pit bull. Pit bull is a blanket term. But the dogs that I got, and many other brothers across this country got, are American pit bull terriers. APBT. And we say the real pit bull because in our eyes, there's only one pit bull, the pit bull. But in America's eyes, any dog that look like the pit bull is called a pit bull. So I just had to explain that, and I wanted to explain it without, like I said, without being harsh, without being folk think I'm trying to crack on you or be mean or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to be real about it, man. Just trying to be real about it. If I didn't have no dogs today, I just wouldn't, and I wanted a pit bull, a real pit bull. I couldn't just go to anybody and get it from where I'm from because anybody don't got it where I'm from. And it always been like that. Always been like that. Why you think I say, oh, we got to ride around in the country, ride around half the damn day looking for brothers with barrels and hoping they got real pit bulls out here? I don't want the Staffordshires. I don't want the UKC Staffordshire Bull Terriers, Staffordshire American, Staffordshire or whatever, however. I don't want them. Staffordshires are not pit bulls. Real pits, rather. Staffordshires and pits have two different temperaments. Staffordshire was bred to weed away from the animal aggression. But when the Staffordshire weeded away from the animal aggression, they picked up the human aggression. Staffordshire is some of the base dogs in your bully dogs, in a lot of your dogs, American Bully and all them other dogs. Staffordshires is your base dogs for a lot of them dogs. And that's why you getting your human aggression in a lot of these dogs. Now, like I said, still waiting on that answer, Brother Warmouth. Still waiting on that answer. Like I said, when I spoke about Triple J, and I wouldn't have brought that up if you wouldn't have act like it offended you back in them days when I was speaking about that. It showed me that y'all got something going on here. Maybe his friendship, y'all friendship is a little too tight for me to be speaking about that without you catching feelings. I noticed that. A long time ago. So I feel it's only right that you answer the question I asked you. How can the lawyer money from all these different brothers across the state, help them with a lawyer? Big shout out to the brothers and sisters down in the chat. Y'all hit that like button up. We got the exclusive interview tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Got the exclusive interview tomorrow with the brother. So y'all come on in, man. We're gonna be talking about some of them old school dogs from the 90s. Some of this old school stuff and positive things when it comes to these pit bull dogs, dog shows, anything that's positive. We're gonna be talking about it and historical facts when it comes to these dogs, man. Historical facts, like the fact that I said you ain't had one situation that happened from state to state. We talking facts. We ain't talking about stuff that y'all want to make up opinions and how you feel about a person because they telling the truth about something. We talking about facts. You ain't had one person to get in trouble across the United States that they said came from YouTube outside of the person that wasn't supposed to be on YouTube that can't own no dogs. You call it trolling, I call it facts. That's why I say, man, a lot of these folks shouldn't even be in the dog game, period. You know, you can't just give any and everybody one of these dogs and think bad consequences ain't gonna come from it. Just like when I gave the documentary, you know how many people talking about, talking shit to me because Tom Garner was in the documentary that I didn't even make? But you don't think that brother needed to know that he was in the documentary? You don't think that? I'm not supposed to put it out. Somebody else supposed to put it out and they can get all the views from it. I can't get no views from it. You know, I can't get no views from it. Man, it's all good. Like I said before, y'all want this dog game to be one way. You want everything to be one way. And because a lot of stuff coming to light, a lot of stuff ain't gonna be the way it used to be. This ain't 1995. This ain't 99. This ain't 2005. This 2026. You know, I heard one brother get up there and say Michael Vick messed this up. Michael Vick ain't mess up nothing when it come to this dog game. You know what I'm saying? He ain't mess up nothing. He was just one brother that was high profile that got in trouble, and they made laws after that. Y'all always want to put the blame on something else, put the blame on this, put the blame on that. Like I said before, if you want to say he messed up something, but what about all these gamblers out here who don't even really care about dogs? What about man? And please, somebody, why y'all brothers keep posting when I got in trouble with the dogs for? Don't you understand? I done did that myself. I done made a whole 3 or 4 videos on when I got in trouble with the dogs. When I first started doing this. That's why I tell you, man, I can't respect this dog game, and I'ma always stand on what I stand on. You know, I'm not here to respect the dog game itself. I'm here to respect certain people in the dog game. You know what I'm saying? The dog game don't deserve respect. Certain people in it do. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't. You gotta earn respect out here. Everybody don't deserve it. Motherfuckers will post my damn video, oh this and oh that. Okay, I said it my damn self. You know, I can't talk about certain things without giving you where the idea come from. How can I even tell these brothers that dogs and dope don't mix if I don't got someplace to come with that from? I came with that from my own situation. But y'all brothers, not y'all, some of these brothers are so ignorant. Some of these brothers, like I say, you got to be careful. These brothers make so many fake pages. You could be talking to a 16-year-old, 17-year-old, and some of y'all 30-some-year-old brothers act just like you're 16 and 17 years old, you know? And like I say, I look at your comments, and once I see what kind of shit you're commenting on, I know your level in the dog game. Some of y'all brothers need to be schooled on how to take care of your damn dogs. You know, 20-some years and you still selling pot-belly pigs. 20-some years and you still selling dogs with white gums. 20-some years and you trying to sell a dog for $1,200 and a brother got to take his dog straight to the vet when he get it from you. Got to take it straight to the vet because it's dehydrated, because it's about to damn die. Would you believe some of these? I done bought pit bulls from brothers that, and I'm going to give you the honest truth. I done bought dogs from brothers that died within a week. All I did was give the dog shots. The dog was so skinny. I'm going to tell you like this here. Only reason I got the dog because I know what it was bred like. My mistake. My mistake. But I got the dog. All I did was worm the dog, get a dog some shots, you know, and only give the dog things that's going to benefit his health. Give him a little cod liver oil for some vitamins, you know, give him certain things that's going to benefit his health. The dog died in a week. You know why? Because the dog was used to not being taken care of. His body couldn't handle the stuff that I was putting in when it was only stuff that he should have had from the start. You know how many brothers, and I couldn't get no money back off that. Oh, I killed a dog. I killed a dog. But but I couldn't even walk the dog into public without getting in trouble with the dog. Had to bring the dog out at nighttime. But yeah, when I give the dog worm medicine, when I give the dog shots, the dog go in the street, start acting like he got parvo and all kind of shit. But I did that. In a week's time now, we talking about spending thousands on dogs. And these the dog brothers y'all look high on. Or these the dog brothers you want to compare to certain other dog brothers. A lot of y'all need to learn animal health and animal behavior. You know, you can't win when you're doing it off jealousy. I say that shit 24/7, 365. You can't win and you can't get your product right when you're trying to do it off jealousy. So y'all tune in tomorrow, man. Y'all tune in. We got the exclusive interview coming to you live in effect. Monday, it may be 7. It's between 7 and 8. I'll keep you posted up exactly what time it'll be tomorrow. So y'all tune in, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all hit that like button before you get up out of here. Hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified when the video's dropping or when the live's dropping. And subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. Go to Amazon, get you a copy of the Pitbull Encyclopedia. Have it in your house. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have all that other shit in your house. You might as well have you a copy of the Pitbull Encyclopedia in your house, giving you legitimate dog stuff about these dogs in modern day time, you know, and giving you some of the info and knowledge that you need to have in modern day time, 2026, how it's going in modern day time, 2026. So go to Amazon, get you a copy of the Pitbull Encyclopedia. You know, like I say on the commercial, why wait to do something tomorrow that you can do today? It's your boy PBK9s. Y'all stay safe, and I'm out.
You're always trying so hard to make me surrender. Why you always in my face? Do you really think it's over? 'Cause I've been kicked when I'm so down, too much until it's numb. And there's nobody can steal my fire. Nobody can steal my soul. Nobody can steal my soul.
It's a proven fact that the American Pit Bull Terrier is one of the most fascinating dogs worldwide. Maybe you've been thinking about bringing one into your family and need an in-depth look at the history, health, temperament, and lineage. This only means there's one book for you. The Pitbull Encyclopedia is your one-stop shop when it comes to your furry friend or companion. Knowledge is the key to running a successful program, so make sure your pit bull is secured by having your very own copy of the Pitbull Encyclopedia. Why are you still hesitating about something you can do today?